It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
all right.
I made a deal with God, and I said, "Please spare me," and He's not, and I'm angry.
I made a dilf with God. We tag teamed that bad boy.
Fuck yeah!
Damn right.
That's kind of hot.
Yeah, I would have invited you three to.
Yeah,
I guess
you
Nikki
didn't.
is the third. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I meant you.
Well, no,
two.
that's the listener.
Yeah, the listener.
Right?
Yeah, I would have invited you, the listener, and also Nikki, who's kind of the listener, but not really, because he doesn't really listen to the show.
Well, isn't he the ultimate listener?
No.
You'd think that, but
You
no.
would assume so, but no. He just kind of... It's like, okay, where's the notes? All right, episode's done. Goodbye.
I mean, it's fair. We don't pay him.
What if we did?
Yeah.
But just as a prank.
I mean... Paying someone as a prank is a good bit, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
What if Nikki paid us as a joke?
You
Yeah,
just give
hey,
him
Nikki,
$1 every day.
I'm gonna DM you my Venmo with no context, and you'll figure it out if you listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just start charging Nikki for the privilege of getting able to edit this podcast.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only way we can make money.
Speaking of making money, I kind of want to monetize the show. So if you're listening to this, go to my Twitter, find my Cash App, and send me $2.
Does that mean me? Do I have to do
No,
that?
especially you. Just because you're on the show doesn't mean you're exempt.
Yeah, it's the guest
I was
tax.
really hoping it did.
Sorry, no. It's not only the listener tax, but it's the guest tax.
Can I just
Yeah,
give
sorry,
you
we had
money?
a really tight budget this
Can
year.
I just give you money next time I see you?
Okay. Yeah. As long as you do it.
Yeah.
I'll give a F.
So,
Just really
yeah,
counting that you
damn
won't
right.
remember. Just really hoping you won't.
I never forget.
Fuck.
Unless it's the content of this show the next day when I'm trying to come up with a description. In which case...
For real is what I'm counting on your pivotal podcast fugue to wipe out my debt. All of my debt, actually. I don't want to pay any of... I don't have any debt, so I think, oh my god, has it worked? I don't know.
You're going to wake up one day and go outside and get the mail or whatever the fuck, and then you're going to turn around and go back in your house, and then you're going to see a scorched piece of parchment taped to your door, and it's going to be an ink print of my hand. Like I dipped it in ink and just put it on the paper. And it's going to say...
And then lit it on fire.
And I'm going to light it on fire. And the ashes are going to coalesce and form the words, I need $2 right now.
What? Holy fuck. I'm gonna have to call Philip Jeffries to come help me solve that fucking bullshit. That sounds ridiculous.
That's right.
Anyway.
So yeah, speaking of forgetting, I forgot to ask you this last episode. Did you do your no Chipotle for a week
I
challenge?
did,
or-
actually. I really did.
Nice. Good job.
And then I got it Saturday and Sunday.
In celebration. Hey, it was only for a week.
I went over a week, I think.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
I almost made it, too.
It's hard to resist.
What's your Chipotle order? We talk about it so much. What do you get?
It's a burrito. The meat content
Wow.
always changes, but it's either... Well, I guess any of the meats. Sorry.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's either chicken, steak, carnitas, barbacoa, or...
Yeah, wow, you just listed the meat
I
menu.
think there's a secret fifth meat that I'm not remembering. But typically steak or chicken. Because the other two
I'm all
are...
about that fucking...
They're too
secret
wet
meat
for the
sounds good.
burrito. Like, it kind of just soaks it.
Damn, that's a wet-ass burrito.
That's right.
Oh, he did it.
Oh, we did it. Oh, we did
He
it.
did it.
Oh.
So topical.
And then
topical.
Put it in the description. Put in Cardi B wet-ass pussy. Let's get that search engine optimization going.
It does work.
We'll do it. And then for the rice, brown rice, black beans. Sometimes I'll spice it up. I'll get some pinto beans in there.
I'm gonna be real. This is probably one of the most controversial takes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the difference between black and pinto beans.
Pinto are
when they ask me
and
for
brown.
beans, I just say both. Yeah, okay, yeah, but I know what they look like, but I don't know what they taste like. I couldn't tell you the difference.
In a burrito, the taste difference is practically non-existent.
Yeah, I just get both beans if I can.
I'm sorry, as a fucking half Mexican, I gotta say, holy shit, that is incorrect. Like, they taste so different, man.
Okay,
What?
in the context of a Chipotle burrito, they don't really taste any different.
Okay, I'll
Outside of the
concede to you
burrito,
that
they
since
do. There's a
since
huge...
Chipotle, since Chipotle is just white people Mexican food, yeah, it is all amalgamated. So I'll give that to you. But I was kind of drifting in a bean miasma for a moment there, and had to do some course correct.
Yeah,
They just put all the beans in the bean sauce, so they all taste the same.
please never say bean miasma ever again. And
I'm like, bean my ass,
okay,
Mom.
all right, what? No. Okay, anyway, let me finish this fucking burrito.
You've never been in a bean miasma, man?
No, no.
Yeah.
I have
never
eaten
been
a
off a
whole
bean?
fucking can of ranch-style beans, so I guess
Hell
so.
yeah.
That's the first part. Yeah.
I had some strange baked beans. They might have been ranch-style beans, but I wasn't sure.
I think it was baked beans. Anyway, okay. And on the burrito, after the beans, after the white rice,
Yeah.
I'll do...
I thought it was brown.
Fuck! After the brown rice... brown rice? I will do... romaine. Except sometimes,
Alright.
most of the time, I forget to click it. Because I go right to the queso in a fucking frenzy. I need that white cheese bullshit in my mouth.
That white cheese.
And then
white cheese.
I will complete the burrito. And I get chips and a peach orange juice or whatever to combat the heat.
Someone's getting peach orange juice.
You mean Pog?
No, nectarine orange? I don't know. Either way, it helps combat the minimal spice that I will feel as a man who's not really experienced with any level of spicy food, but is getting there. Also, I get the green tomatillo salsa on there.
Okay, I was about to ask, where does the spice
queso
go
is a
in?
little bit spicy as well.
It is not.
It's not.
A little bit.
It's really not.
No.
It's really
on
not.
the Scoville ranking. It is definitely not a 0. It's not even a jalapeno.
Listen,
but it's on there.
Well, on the Scoville scale, if it was a 0, there'd be no.
I am friends-in-law
Zero
with
on the
Max
Scoville is an
Scoville.
absolute 0.
Yeah, I am friends-in-law with Max Scoville, and I can tell you, he does not approve of
You
this
know
food.
Max Scoville from IGN?
Yeah, I'm friends-in-law with him, yeah.
Can you introduce me? I am so jealous of his giant forehead. He kind of looks like a mannequin.
He's friends with my friend, who's an asshole. You know what I mean?
Hey, shout out to him.
Dan,
Yeah.
if you're listening
Shut-
to this, fuck you.
Shout
Go
out
fuck yourself.
Wilbur Scoville.
But yeah, no, like, for, like, not even joking, Max Scoville's girlfriend I used to go to, like, junior high with, and it was, like, my friend Dan and him were hanging out, and he was like, something other, my buddy Adam, and then his girlfriend was like, oh, Adam Popovich? I knew him, I went to middle school with him, he was a fucking prick, and I didn't really like her either, so...
Damn.
So, whatever, I mean, now I've definitely ruined any chance of me being like... you know, I'm sure she grew up to be a wonderful, lovely person. We were all bad people that we didn't prefer to be in middle school. So I'm not going to hold a grudge against her for that.
I am.
but,
Fuck her. Fuck you.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
enemy of the podcast. Enemy alert.
Enemy of the state. We're the state.
Shit.
Damn, we've really blown up.
Speaking of the state, what about this podcast that we're the state of?
Well, the state of this podcast is that we are on Season 3, Episode 1, Thin White Line.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
your host, Sean.
I'm your other host, Joe. Hey.
Do
I'm
I introduce
Bing
my-
Bong Burrito Boy Joe.
Ooh, good.
Yeah, and this is...
It's up to you.
This is... Did...
He did say earlier you were supposed to...
Oh, God, I
did-
thought we
you did-
lost you again. You scared the shit out of
No.
me.
Oh.
I thought we were gonna have to redo
no.
this entire fucking 10
Oh,
minutes
you
again.
thought... I was waiting for Sean to go, because I thought you told him earlier to make the introduction, and then you were saying this is... And I thought you were saying this is... This is Adam. I'm Adam, by the way. Jesus, God.
That's what we were waiting for.
I thought you were waiting for him to be like, for Sean to be like, oh, this is the Family Guy Funnycast, because I'm like, it's not my place to say this. Anyway... That would be fucked, though, right? If that happened.
That would be kind of funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you everyone for coming back. We're covering the first episode of Season 3. This is actually going to be a 2-part special, so next episode... They'll still be split into 2 different episodes, so we don't want to fuck up the numbering. But next episode will be recorded right after this one. If you notice that we sound like the exact same or anything.
Welcome to the first Family Guy double feature in history. They've never done it before, and neither have we.
It's true. They've never done a 2-parter. This will be the first 2-parter.
Nope.
Oh shit, does that mean I'm on 2 episodes of this?
Actually, it'd be on 3
What?
total.
Yeah.
How?
And after 3, you're out. Baseball rules.
Yeah.
You know, that's good, because I kind of like the idea. I sort of like the...
Yeah, that's what Tarantino
You know,
should have
like
done.
those filmmakers who just make like 3 movies and then they're done.
3 is a multiple of 7, and don't fact
That's
check
also
that.
what Brian did, but he made 7 movies actually.
The rules are different for porno.
Alright, I won't.
I don't know
It
math.
depends on what it is, but
Joe, how good are you with mental math?
honestly, the lower the better.
Well, what
true.
about your times tables?
21.
What
I
about
could
like 3 times 7?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't do that again.
You got him.
What?
Don't ever do that. Don't ever do a math gotcha on me again.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Because I will open fire.
What?
Call me Guns
sorry.
Akimbo, because I am doing...
The only math I'm good at doing
Alright.
is
Well,
when I watch... I'm
Math?
bad at doing math.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm no math boy.
Family Guy is it's a show about a lot of
Family
family members
Guy.
talking over each other,
Family?
which is also what this
Should we
show
get into
is,
the...
if you think about it. Yeah.
We do recreate that experience. Yeah.
Yeah, we really nailed the Family Guy style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for the plot for this episode,
Bit of a
Brian is depressed and needs a sense of meaning. He tries to do community service, but Joe scouts him and his nose. He's a great drug dog, but he gets exposed to cocaine. He becomes addicted and a real asshole. Peter is one week off from work. Brian harasses an innocent man at the airport, which causes Joe to call out his drug issue. Brian has to go to a fancy rehab center, and the Griffins cancel their trip. Peter decides to pretend he's an addict so he can have a vacation there. Peter convinces Brian to prank the adjacent home for pregnant teens, causing 14 premature births. The head of the rehab center tells Brian that Peter is the cause for why he's doing drugs. He rejects that, but later at his welcome home party, Brian says he has to leave
that was
the
the end
family.
of the episode. Yeah. More like a 2-farter.
Yeah, dude, it was a 2-parter. It ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. He became a cop to overcome his depression. I don't know about you guys, but I find that very depressing.
Yeah, I mean...
Considering he's a direct black allegory figurehead character. I don't know.
Yeah, as the only black character in Family Guy so far.
He's not even only black, he's also Jewish, according to a flashback when he went to Brown University.
Don't really care for that.
Well, the scene
was
ripping on a Jewish
it was
person,
a dog.
so
It was just implied.
Well, he's like...
I would hope you're not me.
Well, yeah, but if I'm ripping on you, that doesn't mean I am you.
Well,
fuck.
No promises.
That would be crazy
Some
if the
fucked
people
up
you
Quantum
made fun
Leap
of you
episode.
became like some fucked up episode of Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I mean, one of these days, I might have to just assume
What are you
full
trying to
control of
say?
the podcast and What better way than being both the hosts?
Yeah, are you gonna be like
Assuming
Harbinger from
direct
Mass Effect 2 and just assume direct control of my life and my body and my agency? Oh, okay.
If I have to.
I mean,
for the pod, you know.
to be honest, it would be kind
You
of
could just
relaxing
become a
to just
ward
have
of the
someone
state
make all my
if you wanted
decisions
that to
for me.
See?
happen.
That wouldn't be bad, you
Yeah.
know.
Could
Yeah,
I?
just like Britney Spears. Well, she's not a ward of the
Haha,
state.
she wants to make her own decisions.
But see, she
haha.
wants to make her own decisions, though. I don't.
It's a pretty cringe
Oh,
difference, actually.
yeah, that is a pretty crucial difference.
I'll say
Yeah,
whatever
free
the fuck
Britney.
I want to Britney.
Don't say it
She'll
to
never
Britney,
hear
yeah.
this.
No, hashtag free Britney. I agree.
Watching her son draw Goku.
She might, dude. I
Dude.
mean, what's she doing all day? You know?
She might be listening to every Family Guy. She might be listening to every Family Guy podcast, and there's 3, right? And then she gets to, like, oh, here's the most thorough one. This is going to be the good one. And then she gets to this episode, and you've just trashed it. You've just trashed this relationship. She got through 2 seasons of listening to us yammer on. You guys yammer on.
The only
I
thing
also
ruined
talk.
is
podcast.
my reputation
now
and
you just
not her
ruined
own
it.
life. Also, let's be real. If Brittany was looking for Family Guy podcast, she wouldn't go to this one because she'd go to the. She'd look at the running time for the episodes and she'd be like, "Why the fuck is this Family Guy podcast an hour and a half long?"
I mean, yeah, but if you're looking for Family Guy podcast, you're probably like, yes, it's an hour and a half long.
When
I
you
search
look up
Family Guy on
in the
Overcast, which is the
podcast app, you
podcast
guys
app
do
that
come
I
up
use.
first.
Hell yeah.
We don't show up until a long time of scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fucked up.
That's fucked up.
When I look
You
up,
got
Let me
that
see what
iTunes
happens when I look it up
visibility?
on Spotify.
we show up, but that's because I subscribe to our own show.
Oh, I don't get it on Spotify.
When I search Family Guy Funnycast, we're not the first, but we do show up on the mobile search bar.
If
We
you have
are
the-
We also get
If you
bad
have,
reviews
on Apple, you guys
so
got
we're-
lots of visibility. You pull it up,
we're
it
the
comes
5th
up.
one.
What did it say? I didn't read
You
it.
got
I was
one
too
bad
scared.
review. Yeah. I
Wait,
emailed
holy
that guy.
shit! Wait, dude, there's another Family Guy podcast called Freaking
What?
Sweet, and they're only an episode behind us.
Yeah.
What?
They just did episode 28.
I was gonna
Forefather.
freaking sweet podcast.
You gotta beat them.
Dude, they're posting their shit on Reddit.
Wait, when did we do our
they got
first
5
episode?
points.
Oh, you definitely beat them. Oh, dang.
Wait, hold on. When
We
did
were
we
in
do our first
February.
episode? Wait,
Long
I
time.
gotta check the SoundCloud.
Do y'all want to hear the review you guys got on Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, sure.
It's from Liam the Zombie Killer on August 19th. Barely about Family Guy. 1 star.
Oh,
2 ironic
man.
types listened to a bunch of Chapo or something and decided they also wanted to be podcasters. They know very, very little about Family Guy and hardly discuss the episode at hand. This is just 2
man.
hipster geeks
What?
wasting their time
man.
and yours to say they're up to something. It's devoid of humor, insight, analysis, originality, and production value. This podcast's existence makes me bitter. Jeez,
Wow.
guys.
I mean, listen, I can't refute most of that, but I can say 2 things.
I've never
One,
listened to Chapo.
I don't
in
listen
my
to
life.
Chapo. I listened to like 1 episode because Stav was on it from a Come Town. Oh, that's
Never
it.
listened to any of, I didn't even know what
number
Cometown
2
is until you mentioned it. It sounds awful.
Number 2, I've forgotten my point, but I
It
did
was-
have one.
It was about
Um,
how you didn't listen to Chapo and how you guys are hipster geeks and the podcast is devoid of humor, insight, analysis, originality, and production value.
Well, I'd like to say that we clearly are original because we are the first Family Guy podcast. So,
That is
Yeah, man.
fucking
sorry,
awesome.
buddy. I don't know,
That
man.
is-
Man, that guy's bitter.
That is honestly,
He literally said,
dude.
He literally said...
This is better than any
the last
review we
line.
could ever have gotten.
It's... Oh, good.
That's kind of... Yeah, I didn't know our podcast was just, like, so offensive
not
that
just
we just, like, inspired
someone. This is
hatred in
Liam
someone.
the zombie killer.
Yeah. The podcast's existence makes him bitter. That's a fucking powerful line to end a review.
Well, Liam the zombie killer, I just gotta say, I'm sorry, buddy, but we're gonna cover every episode of Family Guy.
I really hope he hears this. I really want to. I really do.
God. Okay.
You're gonna have to
In
put up
honor
with a
of
lot,
Liam,
man.
the zombie killer, I am declaring our podcast a zombie, and he has killed it. And now we are from the ashes because we were also a phoenix.
Oh.
We have become solely about Family Guy, nothing else.
Fuck yeah. Zombie Phoenix.
Alright.
Okay, you can say it once.
But wait, I do have something funny to say. Alright, so, last Friday, it was Drunk Driving Friday. You know how it is.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck! What? No! Is that... Wait, did I miss an episode? No. Holy God, no.
So, it was Friday, so you know what I was up to. I just got back from work. I'm almost home. and then I see this kid in the road. I have to swerve. And I smacked my wheel right into the curb.
Oh my
and
God.
I took a big old chunk out of my wheel.
I was not registering anything you said because I'm so focused on Drunk Driving Friday.
What? Yeah. Wait, did you just say... Hold on a second. For real, for legit posterity. Are you in a public forum saying you were drunk driving and almost hit a child and then veered away and now we're complaining about your car damage?
Friday, so you know what he was doing. He didn't actually say what he was doing.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't. No, but I was not drunk. I was really tired though, and there was not a child.
Okay.
But I did take a turn right. I just smacked my wheel right into the curb and took a big chunk out of it.
I was...
Why did you do this?
Until you clarified, I
It
thought
was
you
an
were talking
accident.
about your steering
That's
wheel.
what it's called, an accident.
No,
I didn't mean
it wasn't. It wasn't until I thought you killed the child a little bit. This is a bit miffed.
I can't believe you believe I do that and then come and tell you guys about it on the podcast.
I was going to suggest you probably delete that part.
That's a story for a different
I've also
episode.
committed fraud recently, but that's
Oh,
fine.
fuck. You shouldn't. This is a crime-based true crime. This is a true crime podcast now, but not the way you think.
Yeah, the Family Guy.
Anyway, but now
We really need to talk about
get
the
into the Family
cocaine
Guy.
to cop
Yes.
pipeline. Actually,
Yeah,
I had one note.
I mean,
that
I
noticed.
imagine it's actually pretty common
Lay it
that
on me.
cops take and either sell. Yeah.
Yeah, cops are like. I mean, that's like a thing, right? Like you see,
I'm
we've
aware
not,
of it.
Maybe we've not all seen Oz, but yeah.
Just go into the evidence locker and just
Toot toot.
grab a little blow.
Get a little toot, make a little snoot, beat down a little scoot.
Yeah, although I did find it funny that Brian's coke habit starts not on purpose. He just accidentally gets a big old nose full of coke.
Yeah, man, one drop and it'll get you.
It's really like one of those things. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna fall into quicksand, or like, oh no, this drug dealer is gonna offer me the first hit for free. Like that doesn't happen. Don't worry, you'll never fall headfirst into a bag of cocaine and become an addict afterwards.
Unless you're a cop, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
What
if
if
you think
instead,
about it-
Brian? What if he fell face
Then
first
this would
into
be a
like a
good
bag full
episode.
of
That
fentanyl
should
and
happen to
fucking
every
OD'd
single
on the
cop
spot?
that's ever been a cop.
Just all,
Dude, if they all OD on fentanyl, where am I going to get fentanyl for Fentanyl Fridays?
fuck. Fuck. What do you do, Sean? How are you? Are you all right? What is going on? What is your life like? Fentanyl Fridays is the same as drunk driving Fridays.
I have a very good Friday, and then I'm off it for the rest of the week. That's what keeps me going.
Fucking. What a life.
It's like a cheat day, but for drugs.
Jesus. It's like excess and moderation.
Oh my god.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. One of the things I noticed watching this episode was, I think this premiere was the first time I can think of where they started leading into the whole
Yes.
Meg being a punching bag, like all violence
I forgot about
towards
that
Meg.
entirely, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't have it good this episode.
Well, it's because it's when they
she does
introduced
do
the
it.
greased up deaf guy, who's like a recurring character, and this is his first appearance. And
I didn't know.
Yeah, he's like a lesser chicken fight. He's like a lesser known recurring character, but he definitely does come back.
He's like a lower tier villain.
Yeah, he's C grade for sure.
That's
Man,
the worst.
it really
of the
sucks
worst.
to
That's
be a
honestly
C
the
grade
worst
villain
thing
on
you
a
could
C
ever
grade
be.
show.
Yeah, you gotta get what you can get.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it could be worse. You could be a 1-star grade podcast.
Yeah. The very existence of this podcast embitters your people's
this
souls.
review.
It's
I don't
pretty
want to
great.
go back to it
That's power,
for more
yeah.
discussion, but I love this review.
Can you just like write back on the official account that
I'll
we
get
don't
to
listen
that.
to Chapo? I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, it's really
thank
hot
you.
in my room.
It's super
Yeah.
fucking hot, man.
It's gonna be a hot
Yeah.
one because we have 2 episodes to go through tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
gonna
want
be
the
all
meat
fucking
sweats.
sweaty.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I'm ready for the sweats.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed about Lois in this episode and the next episode
Drug
is that
knowledge,
she.
right?
Wait, what?
Her drug knowledge.
Well, she does have some drug knowledge, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, she just
Like what?
says
Name
weird,
two.
like, mom shit that I feel like my mom would say.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like when she's like, "Oh, I'm such an old salt," in the first
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, yeah. She
And then
does
she
it a
says
couple.
some-
She does it a couple times. She goes later on when in a different episode. She's like, "Oh, I listen to me saying such and so, like I'm a Hollywood regular or something." Like,
Yeah, that was the other one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can just imagine my mom saying,
makes
which I mean,
you-
I guess is pretty good because
Chris
they're
Griffin.
both New England moms, so pretty good in your depiction.
It's too late. You already agreed to it.
Yeah.
You've agreed to the blood
Sean,
pact. You've
Wait,
become
no.
Chris Griffin.
Dude, I don't.
Sean. He's the family son.
Not the family son.
That's who you are.
Dude, what if they did a really soulless sequel of Family Guy called Family Son, and it's
What-
just like another like,
That would
it's just like
honestly-
rip
that
off
would honestly
characters
be
from
really
everyone,
good.
but now Chris
I would
is
watch
the dad.
that so much.
That's the
So
only
ju-
like piece of continuity to the whole show.
It would just be.
Actually,
It would just be another fucking.
But it's one we
Seth
actually
MacFarlane
want.
show, wouldn't it?
Exactly,
Like they're all
yeah,
the same.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Actually, yeah, the more thing with that, yeah, I kind of do want it. I think, honestly, if Family Guy just made fun of Family Guy for a show, that'd probably be the best they've been in a hot minute.
No.
Man, I haven't seen the new
mean,
episodes, but they don't look
If you
good.
watch the
That would be
Family
so
Guy funny
recursive.
moments like I do sometimes, it's not good. I mean, sometimes they're funny. Like sometimes they do deserve to
Yeah.
be in the compilations, but sometimes it just falls flat. There's one clip where Brian is just reading on the couch, and Stewie walks up with a golf club, and he brings a stool in. He jumps on the stool, and he takes like a practice swing towards Brian, and Brian is reading wearing glasses. The glasses are very important to the bit. and Stewie swings, and he hits Brian in the eyes, and Brian is bleeding everywhere and screaming in pain. It's extremely disgusting. It's awful, and he's got glass in his eye, and it's not funny by any means. It's just like it's 30 seconds of Brian screaming because he's bleeding from his eyes.
We'll see about that one.
It was. They were kind of experimenting. I remember watching this on TV and like laughing a lot at that actually, but it was because it's basically parodying the ultraviolence of like Martin Scorsese movies, like very specifically like Goodfellas.
No,
I think
that's not what they're doing.
It's definitely parodying the mafia scenes where like a guy assaults another dude. Because he's saying, "Give me my money, bitch!" Right? Isn't it that scene where he's got the golf club?
Well, that whole episode
so
was
this is just for fun, like.
Wait, so they've done it again?
There's no motive,
pure
malice and hatred.
Wanted his money and just beating the shit out of him. But this clip was just a one-off. It was just Brian sitting there reading and getting the shit beat out of him and
that was
glass
funny.
in his eye. That was the entire bit.
So it's literally the same gag being done again, but not as funny or as parodic or anything.
I wouldn't call it the same gag. It's a similar gag, but
it's probably not.
Yeah, that sounds sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the gag is look at the baby beating up the dog cartoonishly, but with ultraviolence realistically, right?
I don't like that one.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like that was one of the, along with many other versions of like the gags that Family Guy would do, where it's just, let's just do this thing for a long time and see how long, and that killed the show for me. It was just like, you're just wasting my time, and that's not funny to me. I guess that's funny to you. Like,
it's how they're saving budgets on episodes. It's like how in anime they'll save budget for the big fight scenes. But
I have noticed that. He does line his
the budget forever, and Seth MacFarlane keeps all of it.
No, you're not even joking. Like that's literally what they do. They do that. That's why Conway Twitty shows up so much. Like in later seasons, they just start cutting to live action stock footage of Conway Twitty, and it's for exactly that reason.
A couple years.
Literally that reason.
Can't wait till we're there. Also. Not on the topic of this episode, but on topic of the greater Family Guy information.
I didn't know that.
Family Guy's leaving Adult Swim next year.
What?
Why?
Yeah, I just found out today. Family Guy's leaving, bro.
What?
I don't know why, but yeah.
Like, does it matter?
I think it's leaving, like, matters to me. Not really. I mean, I watch it on Hulu, so it doesn't really matter.
There we go.
But it could matter to some of our loyal fans and listeners who love Family Guy. And it could matter because I see in a year a big opportunity to get our name out there. We just need to come up when they search everything.
Yeah, that's true. When they're on season 5. Or whatever.
We would probably be on... Actually, yeah, season 5 or 6.
Yeah, we will capitalize on this.
I don't know exactly when it's leaving. But yeah, I smell blood in the water, and I think we need to go for it.
So, here's a question I got for you, Sean.
Yeah.
Do you know who what did you think happened when Rocky from Rocky and Bullwinkle walk on this? Like, do you know who that is?
No.
Okay.
I'm aware of what Rocky and Bullwinkle is, but I only knew what... I assume Bullwinkle is the moose.
Because the note I have here is just Rocky and Bullwinkle is nostalgic but weird. Why is that here? And then that's like also with like there's a couple of just weird ass references in this episode that like so like the main one obviously I think the first one that opens the episode that's completely indiscernible to me and I think everyone listening to this is the weird Leif Garrett addiction trauma special. I don't know who that is. I don't know what's going on with that.
Alright, we weren't going to do Leif Garrett, but I think we're a bit confused.
I literally don't know who he is.
Worked as a child actor. He became famous as a teen idol. Okay, this guy doesn't look like a teen in this picture.
No.
Received much publicity for his drug use and legal troubles. Career. Devil times 5.
Okay, so it's just Brian's like depression. Like, oh, I relate to this guy. What a weird and obscure fucking thing to like. I don't. That is one of those. That is a classic example of like what you're talking about, like of just shit Seth wants to reference that he knows. That's just for him.
This guy looks like he was out of popularity by the 80s.
Yeah.
So like that's just so annoying. I mean, I get it. I get you're cool. I get you're funny, Seth. I get you made this for cool, funny young adults like yourself. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't hold up, and it's not good.
It really doesn't hold up at all. There's so many things in this episode I'm like, oh, it doesn't hold up. Like going back to Rocky and Bullwinkle, like when Rocky just steps on a screen and just does a transition, I was like, okay. Like, I remember when that would happen on Rocky and Bullwinkle, and I didn't get it then as a child. But I guess you're just doing it here just to be it's a thing I always thought should have been a reference on Family Guy, but wasn't. Or at least I don't think was. Did you ever watch on Nickelodeon The Legends of the Lost Temple?
Not really, but I know what it is.
Yeah, man, they fucking used to have this temple used to run through. There's these temple guards, and the temple guards used to come out and they'd grab you, and it scared the shit out of every contestant. It scared me as a child watching it, and I always thought there'd be an episode where Peter Griffin would like have to get past some barrier and then present one of the medallions from the show, and then get grabbed by a temple guard, but that just never happened.
I'm sorry. Yeah. We can try to write into the crew and see.
Yeah, I feel like we should get enough clout to just directly send them like a spec Family Guy script that has all the things.
Well, that's going to be one of the gags on Family Boy
to be fixed in it. Like we could fix Family Guy.
We could.
I mean,
is it
Family Son
or Family Boy?
I kind of like Family Boy.
I think it's Family Son.
2 spinoffs.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. We don't have to talk about it now.
Lucky there's a family boy.
All the
Lucky
things that
there's a
make
boy
us
who positive we can do.
Slap our thighs.
All the things that make us.
Lee.
There you go.
He's the
that was Family
Boy. Son.
Did we start as Family Boy there?
Son
or did
Boy.
We start as...
Son Boy.
Shut up.
It's Family.
I don't know. I was too busy focusing on my pitch.
Let's go with that. It's a good compromise. We'll do that.
Family Son Boy.
He's the Family Son Boy.
Yeah.
Man, this bit sucks. This bit is a lost cause.
The cadence.
Since we started with Leif Garrett, why don't we let's go down the references, maybe.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer.
Speaking.
All right. Well, you are going to read them all off.
All right. I'm not doing any of them this week, so it's up to you guys. So we get correct. Mm-hmm. We have Leif Garrett, The Blair Witch Project, I think. Robert Downey Jr.
Blair Witch Project, for
The
sure.
Most Dangerous... I've never seen it. I don't know anything about The Most Dangerous Game, I think. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rocky and Bullwinkle, The Old Man and the Sea.
Classic.
I forgot to look this one up. I don't know if a Stepford Wife is anything, but it sounded like a reference.
For sure is a reference. Oh my gosh, yeah.
To what?
Oh, okay, well, in the 1970s, there was a book that was written called The Stepford Wives. It was adapted into a film. The premise was that there was this utopian sort of community that all lived together, and it was very patriarchal, and all the wives were super subservient and very traditionally like wives. I think they would be called trad wives, as is the nomenclature now. And it was a commentary on feminist...
Now you're starting to make it sound good.
Right?
I don't think that was the point.
It's a commentary on like feminist revisionism and the way that like from second wave to third wave feminism changed, because it was revealed that the husbands had all been, I think it was hypnotizing them or brainwashing them to control them, and In the movie, they were literally robotic. Like, they literally made them robot people. And then there was a remake with Frank Oz directed that was atrociously bad, where they were half robot, half human people converted through like a biochip. And regardless, the whole thing is about the subjugation of women by their husbands and the interaction between the horror of basically losing your agency and suburbia and all those things. So being called a Stepford wife is ostensibly being called like an agencyless, subservient woman who's only there to please men.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot worse than what I thought you were going with trad mommy GF.
I mean, I want your version of Stepford Wives, Sean. That's what I want.
Stepford Wives, but it's just me and Abby Shapiro. And she's not even brainwashed.
Ooh.
I did tell my friends. I did tell my friends about Abby Shapiro. Now they get ads for her on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
God damn.
Well, they knew who she was. They didn't know she had a YouTube channel.
The day I discovered who Abby Shapiro was, I had a lot of complex emotions. It was really awful.
Damn. The next references: Quasimodo, Lumpy, David Letterman, George Harrison and the Beatles, and Charles in Charge.
So the George Harrison thing is, if I remember correctly, a reference to a real event that actually occurred. There actually famously was, I think, a break-in at George Harrison's house, and I don't remember exactly what happened with him and it in that situation, but obviously he survived past that break-in for Family Guy to make that joke.
Mm-hmm. I actually didn't know he survived that. I don't know how
he's
George
dead
Harrison
now,
died.
so who gives a shit? Fuck
I just
the
thought
Beatles.
they were making a funny haha gag about his death.
Cancer.
Yeah.
No, he didn't die. He just got attacked.
George Harrison survives, but they killed John Lemon. That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, well, John Lemon did kind of suck ass.
He was a huge piece of shit.
Fuck
John Lennon.
Didn't he play the guitar pretty cool, though?
He played the piano.
Dude, I have no idea what John Lennon did.
Dude, he called women the N-word of the world or something. He sucks.
Sorry, that's true! I think that's true.
Okay, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I'm defending John Lennon. I don't know.
He also beat the shit out of his kids, like, all the time, and his wife, like, a lot.
Damn.
So, like, a lot.
A lot.
Damn, sucks to be a Beatles stan, am I right, Nikki?
Oh!
Oh, Nicholas.
Don't worry, he won't know about this one unless we tell him.
How does it feel to get blasted so fucking bad you don't even know?
This is what it means to go even further beyond.
This is the power of Ultra. To go fuck yourself.
So, what were the references you boys decided to explain for this episode?
Well, Adam already did 2 of them. He did 1, and that was fucking awesome.
Sorry.
I need to look at the list again, but boy, we'll find it.
If you have movie references, I know I've seen every movie. I can tell you every movie.
So basically, you're who Seth MacFarlane is doing half these references for.
It is why I loved this show and would quote it and still quote it to this day when I say things like, "Ha! Well, I do say that." You know.
That was a really good Joe line.
Yeah,
classic Joe. He says that every episode he's in.
Hey, look at me! I'm Joe. I got no weak legs, but I make up for it by having big up a body. You know.
Okay.
Which is great.
So Sean asked me what the talk show reference was, and
which one?
That's just David Letterman.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you explain what David Letterman is?
I can.
Well, David Letterman, he was a late night talk show host for a while.
He's the guy who gets killed on Joker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
100%. Yeah, he had a talk show host. He was supposed to be up for the Tonight Show, but he got fucked over and they gave it to Jay Leno, and he hated Jay Leno for years, and everybody does, and everybody did.
Still does.
Unless you're a boomer, in which case you watch the Tonight Show every night.
He's not hosting it anymore, right?
No, now it's Jimmy Fallon. That's a good one.
Got him.
Although before I go into it more, I'm gonna say Jimmy Fallon gets a lot of shit, He's not as bad as everyone says he is.
He did do blackface, though.
That's true.
The argument I've heard is that Jimmy Fallon is just kind of like a Labrador human being. Like he doesn't know that he's doing. So just be nice. Like, you know.
Oh, he didn't know blackface was wrong. The classic one.
He's just kind of an idiot, and he doesn't know better. So.
Yeah, he's kind of a ding dong, but I like him. I don't hate his show.
What about Jimmy Kimmel though? The other one.
Kimmel's fine. I don't watch any of these shows. I used
to
watch Conan.
Fallon's the soft one, and Kimmel's the one with the beard sometimes.
Correct.
Right? A little scruff.
Correct. Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
sweet.
Kimmel has a beard now too, but Kimmel's on ABC, and no one watches that.
Well, yeah. Well, no. Kimmel normally has the beard, a little scruff, but Fallon, he's soft, right?
Yeah.
He's always clean shaven.
He looks like soft and gentle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think he looks vicious and cat-like, but that may just be a difference of opinion.
Yeah. Anyway, Letterman was a talk show host. He had Paul Scheer as his musical sidekick, as played by Brian. And
I say
this is specific to Letterman, but I mean, Letterman did have a gap in his tooth, and he would walk up into the camera and kind of like.
Oh no! Can I say
you can actually see what I'm doing?
This is like a exact verbatim recreation.
Mm-hmm.
Every single bit is picture perfect. A recreation of David Letterman telling a joke on the opening monologue of his show every night from 2001 to 2003. I can say unequivocally, I watched lots of late night TV back then. I watched Family Guy back then. It is no joke. Exactly the same. Right down to the movements, the pulling the tie, the going hee, the cutting to Paul Scheer. All of that is literally exactly what he would do. Every single fucking night, he would do that same kind of jokey routine. And it was like, you either liked David Letterman or like, okay, it's funny when he walks up to the camera and fixes his tie or whatever. Or you would be like, when does Conan come on?
What they didn't exaggerate here was there's a point in the skit where Peter walks up, and when he's fixing his tie, you can see his buck teeth.
That's exactly Dave.
Yeah, he gets up in front of it, and what they actually don't exaggerate here is how much of it you can see. In Letterman, you get right up in there, you can actually see into his brain.
It really is. Yeah, no, it's very close.
Yeah.
It took me back.
If I wasn't 7 years old, I'd probably enjoy that reference.
Yeah, that's Letterman.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they reference Robert Downey Jr. when they're doing the Most Dangerous Game, when Mr. Weed, who also makes his comeback here, is hunting Peter and his coworkers in the forest. Well, actually, it's beforehand. When he shows off the gun, he's like, we are gonna do the Most Dangerous Game. And he shows off a gun. He says this trank has enough juice to take down Robert Downey Jr. That's because Robert Downey Jr. had a severe drug problem.
Severe.
Damn.
And that's
people
why
forget.
Is like, oh,
people forget how bad. Like, the media used to just trash him every week, like, all the time. It was real bad.
Yeah, that's why making him Iron Man was so controversial.
Damn, Robert Downey Jr. used to have fentanyl Fridays and drunk driving Fridays.
Yeah, he really did. He really did.
Better.
I was wondering if that's where you got it from, but
all me, baby.
Trying to be like Iron Man.
Inspiration for sure.
Great minds think alike. I mean, hey, that means I got bright things in my future, right?
That's right.
Hell yeah. You're gonna be the new Black Panther.
Yes. There was this little white kid at my school. My school was high school and middle school, and he had a Black Panther backpack and always go around doing the Wakanda Forever symbol.
Good for him.
It was pretty fun doing it back to him.
Good
yeah,
for
I'll
you.
say. Dude, if someone walked up and did that to me, I'd do it right back.
Especially if it was like a 7-year-old with a Black Panther backpack on.
Yeah,
if
dude,
it's a little kid doing it too, you gotta, yeah.
Well, he wasn't
go off,
7,
King.
but yeah. He was like, I don't think he was like 13.
You can't be like, Hail Hydra. You can't like...
Damn.
That's not appropriate.
Yeah, the little kid was fucking squeak and run away.
Yeah. Squeak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Skreek.
Okay. Speaking of this episode, did you notice there's a little transphobia in both these episodes? Little jokes that we definitely call transphobic now.
Oh, for sure. That's
Also
been in.
homophobic.
That's like a big part of Family Guy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
Well-
it gets so much worse later
yeah.
on.
Well,
Quagmire in particular becomes like. This is when they're at least like, yeah, he's a creep and a rapist, and that's the joke. But later on, they try to endear him to you and make the audience sympathize with Quagmire, and it's
He may be a creep and a rapist, but he's our creep and rapist.
yeah, I'm not into that. No, thank you.
No,
Yeah.
we're not into that. We're into Joe Swanson, even though he's a stupid, ugly cop with weak legs with a strong upper body to make up for it.
Yeah. Honestly, the only person in the Family Guy crew who I think would be even remotely tolerable in real life would be Cleveland.
Lois might be alright.
No, I just mean like the boys, you know, like
Oh.
Peter, Joe, Cleveland, Quagmire.
Yeah, Cleveland for sure then.
Yeah. Joe, he's a cop. I mean, he's kind of stupid, so maybe.
Yeah, he's a
Peter,
fucking moron.
no. Quagmire, no.
Did this episode have the... No, never mind. Sorry.
Are you sure?
Well, I was like, did this episode have Cosby in it, or was that the next one?
The next episode is a
Okay.
Cosby-centric episode,
Okay.
so we'll get to
Okay.
that when we get to it.
Okay.
Speaking of cops, though, what's everyone's best experience with a cop? What's
They've
all the
never-
propaganda?
They've
I
never
gotta-
pulled me over.
I got a good one.
Okay, lay it on me.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Do you want to hear my best experience or the worst?
We'll go from good to bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So, I mean,
best
not
was
good.
once me and my buddy decided to drive to Illinois to go
where?
visit from California.
Oh.
Alright.
Oh.
Well, it was going fine. And then we went to Illinois, visited my friend. We made a point to smoke all of our weed before we left California. And which means that we had a car that smelled of weed, but there was no weed. And when we visited our friend and then got really drunk for a couple days, and then it was the drive back. I think we were in Utah. I think it's Utah. Oh man, I forget the states. It's one of those states that doesn't fucking matter. We were driving through one of those states. Maybe it was Missouri. Anyway, and all of a sudden we get pulled over. And it's like, okay. So they pull over and they're like, hey, we're going to have to ask y'all about your California license plates. Like, what are y'all doing out here? What's going on? What do you do? Where's your weed at? Like, that's like one of the first things the cop said. Is like, hey, where's your weed? Actually, he didn't even say, hey, where's your... Literally the first thing out of his mouth was, where is your weed at? Actually, now that I remember. And then we were like, we don't have any weed, sir. And, like, not lying, telling the truth. And he's just like, yeah, for sure. Why don't y'all get up out of there and come talk to me for a minute? And it's like, fine. Get out. And then the other cop gets out of the car and he's just like, what are y'all doing? California license plate here in Illinois or here in Missouri or whatever. And we're like, oh, we were visiting our friend, rented this car to make the trip. Nothing illegal about that, sir. And he's like, all right. So you don't mind if we search your whole vehicle then? And I'm like, yeah, it's a rented car. I don't have anything. I quickly thought, I don't have anything. Yeah, fuck it, search it. I don't give a shit, whatever, And then he and his buddy grabbed screwdrivers and started dismantling the panels of our fucking car doors.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And fucking, we were like, hey, it's a rental, so, can you not do that? And they're like, don't worry, we'll put it back on, it's fine. And then, it takes a long time to unscrew all the screws from both doors.
I can imagine.
So, it's just me and my buddy Mike, and we're just chilling with the other cop, and he's just like, so really, what are y'all doing here? You fucking dealing weed? What's going on? He just would not accept that we truly were just two stoners who wanted to visit a friend. And so we just didn't mention. We were just like, no, we don't smoke weed, officer. That's not a thing. Not everyone in California does it, sir. I apologize, but and then just fucking then I swear to God, about 30 to 40 minutes in, talking like outside with the cop, other cops unscrewing the thing. It dawns on me in the trunk in my bag. I've got like 5 or 6 bottles of Vicodin. Like,
oh,
a lot.
Lord.
A lot.
It was Viking Wednesday.
It was my Vicodin Wednesday. I used to be a very different... Guys, I used to be a very different person, okay? So, yeah, so, you know, personal use, right? It was going to be my fucking excuse when I thought of it. But that motherfucker didn't give a shit. He picked up my bag, looked at it, saw a bunch of bottles, went, just threw it aside. Didn't care. Fucking, I was like, can you all reattach the panels? He's like, yeah. Like, visibly and audibly disappointed. He didn't find anything to arrest me with. And then eventually...
Except for the Vicodin.
Yeah, oh, they didn't care. They just literally didn't notice or care. They were just so, like, California, weed, get it. The fucking actual narcotics, like, for real, could fuck up people and sell and make lots of money. Nah, that didn't matter. But the weed...
The weed, though.
Not
as bad.
So that's...
Wait.
The best interaction was then being able to be like, well, officer, sorry to disappoint you, but we're the only 2 Californians who don't smoke weed. Bye-bye. And then getting in our car and driving away. That was...
I'm really scared for the worst.
That was my best.
Yeah, lay it on us.
Oh, man. Okay, well, okay, so I used to work as a bouncer at a nightclub, and this is a particularly rowdy nightclub, and we had lots of gang problems. And this one particular night, this one guy... Let me try to not mix up nights, because there's so many different events that happened, but this is the one that happened with the cops. So yeah, there's one of these nights, basically some drunk people got thrown out the back door. And I'm the one who's in the back door position, and you have a walkie-talkie in your headset so you can communicate how many people are out and what they looked like so that people can keep count of how many people are in the building to keep regulation for fire codes and safety, and also so that they can be like, oh yeah, Jim Jam with the red hat and this big plaid shirt was kicked out because he was, you know, fucking around with girls or whatever. It's a way to keep track of that sort of thing. So I think I just got done, like, having to get, like, help to physically detain and remove, like, 3 or 4 smaller guys. Because I can't do 3 or 4 all at once. It's difficult. and so we all shoved them out. It is a lot of boys. And it's a lot of, I mean, we're talking a lot of men manhandling each other in a hallway.
Oh, yeah.
It was, yeah. And, so anyway, we shove them out the door, and I lock it, slam it shut. They all go back to their respective posts. And then that's when I start hearing, like, this very loud... Like, normally people punch the door because it's like a little glass thing. And it sounds like what you imagine a fist hitting a door would sound like. Like, they do it once or twice, and then they realize, ow, that hurts. They fuck off. Yeah. I hear a couple of those, and then I start hearing, like, crowbar-ass metal, like, loud sounds. And I'm like, oh, shit, what the fuck? And I hear, and ding, and I see the bulletproof glass panel on the door start to vibrate, like it's going to give, like it's just going to pop out. And I was just kind of having this moment, so I'm like, had that moment in real life where I pull up my walkie-talkie, and I'm just like, hey guys, there's some fuckers in the backyard, in the back, who are banging on the door, and then silence, radio silence from my coworkers, and I say it again, I'm like, yeah, they're really banging something, and then I look through the window, I can get as close as I can, and what they had done is the back of the bar shares some working space with other businesses nearby, and other businesses stack their metal patio furniture in the alley behind that door. And what this guy and his buddies are doing is they're taking metal patio furniture and trying semi-successfully to break this door down. And that's when I say, like, guys, they're going to break through this door. They're using this metal, heavy-ass, like, wrought iron furniture. We need someone fucking now. Like, come around. We need people back here quick. And so then, like, you know, I shine my flashlight for, like, the emergency signal, and then, like, two other guards come through because we still have to watch people in the club. You can't have everyone run back there. So that's what basically, it's like, okay, I guess you, me, Mickey, and Cisco, we're gonna just open the door and just charge these men with metal chairs now, because that's what our job is. And that was as daunting as you think. So we kick open the door, and they're holding these chairs, but, like, you know, I'm like 6'4", I'm about 500 pounds, so is about 6'2" was Will, 6'4" was also Cisco. We're big, giant dudes, so standing in a line in security gear, thankfully we looked kind of imposing, because, like, I could see the other three guys kind of, like, shrink down a little bit, like they realized shit was going down. But then that's when basically a tussle happened. Like, they dropped their chairs, and then we all kind of fucking go into a, like, everyone just starts basically pulling each other's shirts. That's more or less what happens in a fight with a group of people, is everyone starts trying to grapple each other and pulling their shirts. So I remember at one point this guy is trying to fucking, he's got, like, the hold of sight of him, and I had to try to get his head under my arm, and I was trying to just, like, get him away from me. And that's when I felt him, like, punching me in the ribs, trying to break my ribs. Like, I could tell that's what he's trying to do. So, and I really don't like getting physical with people, so I just did the only thing I could think of doing, which is I just hit him as hard as I could with the top of my elbow on his head. Like, directly on top, because I'm taller than him, you know? And he just kind of fell down straight. And then the other two guys were, like, yelling at us, and then the other guards, and they're being like, hey, you fucking whatever. And then I remember Cisco at that point was flashing his light, because then he had finally, and this was all like, I don't know, 10 to 15 seconds tops, by the way. Like, he shines the flashlight, and then the cops come. Like, or they had been walking. I'm not sure, because, like I said, I was in kind of a headlock and also headlocking a guy, and it was, like, hard to tell. But what I know is, like, eventually that guy fell down, and then I stepped back, and I'm, like, trying to figure out what to do next. Do I go to help other guys? Do we press forward? And that's when I see the cops approaching, because Cisco's shining the light, and the cops came up and just didn't even hesitate. They just pulled out those fucking sticks, and then just whap, and just hit this dude across the side of the face from the back of the head. And then the other guy kicked the other dude from behind him in the knee till he fell down on his knees, and then just fucking, like, pistol whipped him with the butt of the pistol. And they, like, one of them drew fucking gun, went into low ready, and then the other one just, like, grabbed cuffs and just started arresting them. And it was the moment where I was like, holy shit, thank God I'm on the side of authoritarians right now, because this went from, like, oh, these guys and me having this tussle to, like, oh, now maybe people will die. And, yeah, watching the cops literally assault people in front of me who were trying to assault me, who I was forced to assault,
okay.
That was one of the worst times.
It's just assault all the way down.
Definitely. That was probably my worst cop story. Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, it was a fucked job. It was like shit like that all the time, to the point where I have so many stories like that they get mixed up, and I try to remember them. There was one where, like, a guy was my boss at a different bar was getting attacked by another guy in an alleyway who was trying to bite him, and then
oh fuck, not a biter.
Yeah, he was trying to bite him, and then, like, his girlfriend was, like, throwing glass bottles at the both of them. So, like, and this was at cleanup, though, and it was in this alleyway where no one was there. So, literally, it was just this whole staff of this fucking bar went out this alleyway, saw our boss getting bottles thrown at him and bitten by this other guy. And I just stood back, because this was, like, my first or second week working. But they just kicked the shit out of him. They just stomped him fucking half to death. And, like, that was, like, my first week working as a bouncer. It was just like, oh, oh god, this is awful. Look,
Damn.
this is so violent. Thankfully, that wasn't
God.
always the norm,
Okay.
but it wasn't not the norm.
My two stories are very boring. I don't have a bad experience with a cop, because, get this, I'm white, so, and I don't get into a lot of trouble, so I don't have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
My best one, I guess, not I guess, it was actually a very pleasant experience.
Oh,
I mean, that's good.
I hate that I said that. But I had just gotten into a 4-car wreck on the freeway. I was stopped.
My favorite pleasant experience.
Damn, was it Friday?
So it's Friday. I'm driving to the airport. My sister's in shotgun, so she can take the
hell of a day.
car back. So I don't have to leave the car there. And it's LA. I forget what city, but we're close to the Burbank airport. And we're stopped in traffic, and I look in the mirror, and just by happenstance, I see a car crash into the car directly behind me. And I see that car obviously barrel into me, which throws us into the car in front of us, and that car kind of dents the car in front of it. So it's 5 cars total. And we're in the far left lane. There's 4 lanes on this freeway.
Fuck.
Sorry, no, we were the second of the left lane. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Damn, dude, that's the
And I'm
passable.
sitting
You shouldn't
there,
have been there.
like, I'm checking on my sister. She's fine, but shaken up.
Okay,
I get
that's
out of
fine.
the car, and this guy is just not, like, getting out of his car. The guy that hit us. The guy that caused it. And he's just not getting out of his car. Because obviously he's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Like, he was texting. He was fucking texting. And he almost killed so many people. But eventually this cop shows up. And he's very nice. He's very pleasant. And he helps us. He calls the tow truck. He stops the freeway or he stops traffic so we can all move to the shoulder because all our cars work somehow. And then what the kicker is that we filed a report, obviously, but like 2-3 weeks later, he actually calls to check in, see how we're doing. He doesn't ask us if we want to press charges or anything, but he's just like, hey, how you doing? Just wanted to check up on you. I guess so. The story's not that exciting.
Chuck Palahniuk
but
character? What is
he
going
was
on?
a nice guy, and I hope he's not a cop anymore. I hope he's doing something good.
No,
He's probably not. He's
Hopefully
probably
he resigned
brutalizing
in
protesters
grace.
right now.
maybe he
And he's not being
resigned.
hunted by cops who want to kill him because he is
Yeah.
trying to kill them. Yeah. That's right.
Former cop.
You're one of us now.
Once a cop, always a cop. Can't go back.
Shit. Yeah, I don't really have a good best story because I don't interact with cops enough to say, like, wow, that was good. I mean,
yeah.
I've had
Yeah,
a
like,
cop
you never
be
had
nice to
an
me, but
experience
they were
to
not
say,
serving
I would-
in like
I
a
would
cop
give him 5
fashion at
stars
the
on
time.
Cop
You know,
Yelp.
like. Yeah, exactly. But this isn't my worst experience. This is just like my most my weirdest. So, on the
Holy
third
shit, your
floor
room
of
has
my
3
dorm,
stories?
this freshman pledged to a frat,
Holy fuck.
drinks. My room has 4 stories actually. I was on the 4th floor.
Fuck. Ballin'.
Kid on the 3rd floor pledges to a frat. I guess his roommate does it too. He comes back and he's so drunk that I guess he was like trying to puke, and he wanted to push the screen out of his window so he could just puke out of his window because I guess he couldn't make it to the bathroom.
Yeah.
He was like that far gone.
Hell yeah.
And he must have just pushed too hard and he just falls out.
Oh.
And then his roommate has a seizure.
What?
Yeah, it's Seizure Friday.
Whoa. That took a turn.
Fuck.
Yeah, Seizure Friday, bro. That was actually Caesar Saturday. God.
Defenestration Friday followed by Seizure Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't. They both survived, but I don't know if they're like okay. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it was the next day, but maybe actually it might have been the next day. I'm in my dorm. Me and my roommate are both there. We're just chilling, right? And someone knocks on the door, and Like, normally, like, if someone knocked, they'd at least, like, say who they were, you know? Like, we didn't have, like, the kind of, like, environment on our floor where people would just, like, not, like, come on, like, you know, so, like, and I'm like, if they're not saying who they are, I'm not going to open the door, because I assume it's oh, you know what? I thought it was our RA, because there was something we had to do that we hadn't done yet. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was trying to avoid him, because I don't want him to yell at me. So but my roommate decides to get up and answer it. And it's just a cop, and he's just like, "Hey, just check it in. Do you guys know anything about what happened?" And we're like, "Oh, someone fell out the window, right?" Like, we make it clear to him that we don't know anything. We don't know what's happening, but for some reason, he still wants to look at our IDs.
Oh.
Well, actually, wait, sorry, I got ahead of myself. My roommate only opened the door just a little, and at the angle I was at, the cop couldn't see where I was, so I was in, like, a blind zone.
Ooh.
And I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to talk to the cop. And the cop's like, "Is there anyone else in there with you?" And my roommate's like, "Yeah, my roommate's in there." And he opens the door. I'm like, "Fuck, dude, you should have just said no."
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's the cop going to do? Like, "You lied to me." You're done for, kid.
That's an offense. You're under arrest.
Yeah, and so, yeah, he reveals me to the cop, and we have to, like, give him our licenses. He has to check them for some reason. Like, what was your plan here? Like, we're gonna see that, like, I was the one that made the kid fall out the window or something for my license?
Yeah,
you know, you know what? They must have had someone they were looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were definitely, they were, like, checking IDs to make sure that, like, oh, everyone is who they say they is, and then they find the right person, and they just beat the shit out of them.
Well, I assume they found the kid lying on the floor and took him to the hospital, so I don't, like...
You assume a lot, sir. You assume a lot.
I guess, but, like, this was, like, freshman housing. Like, the frat wasn't there. I don't know where the frat was, but it wasn't there. Like, the frats have, like, frat houses and off-campus housing and shit. Like,
yeah.
Go arrest them, not me. I didn't push the kid. Yeah, it was weird. I didn't even notice, because my dorm was also right by the police station, so I heard sirens a lot on the weekends.
Mm.
And, yeah, I didn't even, like, register that the sirens were that close, because I was, like, pretty tired when I think they actually woke me up and I went back to sleep. So I didn't even realize, like, the police were, like, right there until someone the next day didn't even know them, walked up to me after class and said, "Hey, you hear about that kid who fell out the window?"
Did you see him fall out of the window?
I was like, "No."
Ah, damn it. It would have been really funny if you were just chilling, like, looking out your window.
No, it was the floor below me and I was sleeping already.
Drunk-ass teenager ragdolling out of the window. Okay, I'm just gonna say it.
Well, it would be pretty funny.
I like cops. Blue lives do matter. I have been monking you this entire time. Haha, JK. But I do think I think policing in some form is necessary, but the American police system is so far gone that it needs to be just fucking abolished, obliterated, and redone completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I unironically think we should go back to just, like, Bushido. Just the way of the sword, you know, that's all that matters. You could just have samurai killing peasants in the streets, and they could do that because they were samurai. It's really not that much different from how it is now, except they'd have a sick-ass sword while doing it.
Yeah, if everyone had a sword, that would be dope.
And you could feasibly fight back, you know, some samurai wants to cut your ass. If you're good enough at the sword...
You just make sword lessons a part of academia, the way that, like, math and, like, you know, script or whatever is. You just have every kid also learn sword play, so that, like, every time anyone goes out, maybe you'll go into a samurai showdown, but you know what? Then you know, like, the people who are, like, missing their hands or whatever, you know, those are the fuckers who are paid, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I just want my kid, you know, starting, like, age 3, training with a sword every day, and just at a moment's hesitation, if they need to settle conflicts, legal, civil, any sort of conflict.
Are you going to make every
just
cop
ready
carry
to
a copy
fuck
of
someone
Samurai
up
Showdown?
And prove their innocence.
That's kind of a lot. Like, I think we should just...
No.
I mean, I could.
No, there's no
sorry,
cops. It's just everyone has a sword. Cops are replaced by swords.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no purpose for cops because if you have a problem with
Just
someone,
plop
you'll settle
down,
with your
pop
sword.
in,
It's
Samurai
all
Showdown,
like the Old
whoever
West.
wins the
You
match
just fucking
is
Exactly,
go,
yeah.
and then they
You
win
wanna
the match
fucking-
to kill the other person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just bring in
This is
like
some big brain shit.
yeah, just like
A Neo Geo
sword
cabinet.
culture. Make that permanent, but then we also introduce like the like if you win, that means God said you were just. You know, so
Whoa.
we have a moral reason to say,
Hey,
yeah,
we're
the
fucking
winners of
stupid.
the
Why
sword
don't we
match
just
is
have
the
everyone learn
just
Kendo?
one. That was God's influence at work.
Yeah, it's non-lethal.
Because Kendo's
Yeah,
stupid.
then-
He's just
then
carrying
we
on
could have 'em-
sticks.
That would be
We could have
safer. Yeah, that's
people-
kind of.
The
We could have a
danger's the
movie called
point, dude.
Kendo
The
Cop,
danger's
and
the point.
The point is to de-escalate the amount of unnecessary murder and violence.
But no,
Just-
since there's no cops anymore, it's not cop. It's just
But
civilian.
now there's just a lot of people with lethal.
Do you think I want to?
I think the kendo stick is a good compromise.
I think the kendo stick is missing.
Do you think
the
I
point
want to walk
entirely.
down my?
If there's not this aspect of life or death,
When I'm
what's
walking
what's
my
the
dog,
point?
I don't want to take
Why
my
live by
fucking
Why
katana
live by
with
the
me,
sword if you're not
okay?
going to die by the sword?
Because I have to hold. I can't let go of the leash.
Why
if
not?
I have to fight
Live
someone.
What
by
if your
the
dog's
sword.
acting up?
No, she'll run away. And then she'll go get in her own fights. I can't.
Yeah,
do
you
that.
can.
Attack
You
dog.
should in this
She doesn't have thumbs.
in this
Okay,
sword-based
she will
society.
carry
You
a
should train
stick
your
'cause
dog a
she is
little bit
pretty
better.
small. So
Have your dog carry
Wow.
a knife or something.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay, no,
That's
you
tactical
have-
support.
That would be
you
so
get an
cute.
advantage
Yeah, you have
if
actually
you got
made me do a
interrupted
complete
while you're
180
Oh
walking.
my god, a
So
little
I
knife
will take my
wielding
samurai
attack
sword,
chihuahua.
and she will have a little sheath. She'll be like Repeat from Tales of Vesperia, where he has his own knife in his mouth. Like he carries a knife in his mouth,
Yes.
but she'll have like a sheath
Yeah.
on
No,
her
it'd
collar,
be
so
like
she can
Metal
just,
Gear 5.
move her head to the left, take out the blade, start running around. Although not very fast because she is 9 years old. She's getting up there.
Yes.
But she can just fucking. Dude, Achilles
Like
heels
Diamond-
or Achilles
Diamond
tendons,
Dog,
they're
Dee
fucking
Dee.
gone. Okay, so we're gonna
Exactly.
do this. We are actually. I'm calling for a national
Oh god.
war on police.
Yes. So
And-
you
Everyone, get your sword. Okay.
everyone get your samurai sword. Go to the local PD.
Go
You
to
know
the
what to do.
samurai. Go to your police department
Yes,
with
and
your
if you-
katanas.
if you
and
have a
cut
relative
down
who's a
every
cop,
officer where they stand.
Cut them down where they stand, or slip a little note by their bed.
Kill them where
so
they
they'll read it
stand,
in the morning.
now.
That says, "You're pretty cool. Don't go to the precinct tomorrow."
Yeah. Or I mean, if you have some cops that you like and you don't want to kill them, just challenge the police chief to a showdown. Winner takes all.
Oh, that's true. You keep what you kill. You keep what
He's
you
got to
kill.
respect the rule of law. He might bring a gun. Yeah, he might bring a gun that is a problem, but if
He's
you've been
gotta
training
practice.
for this day,
Yeah, you
you've
can
just been
chop the bullet.
practicing. Yeah, you
Chop
got the
it right
attack
now.
chihuahua on deck, you know.
He can't stand.
He doesn't even realize it's there. It's
Soon
already
he'll be on
taking
the
up
ground,
both
and
his
then your dog
tendons.
can just go to town with that knife in their jugular, their chest,
Yeah, exactly.
literally anywhere. Yeah, and
So
it is a
really, you're just
requirement
stalling for your
to
dog
be in a
here.
little cute ninja outfit. God, that's so cute. That is. I'm imagining my dog in one of those,
Oh,
and
yes.
I
That
can.
is adorable. It's so cute.
I cannot fucking.
You should
handle
wrap her
this.
up
I
in
wanna
little
see
little
that so
little
bad.
caftan or something to take a pic of it.
I think I will.
Well, make it happen.
Make it happen, man.
Okay.
Come on,
Swaddle
do
her.
it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Swaddle
find a
that
funny
dog.
outfit for her.
come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Not right now. Yeah, but definitely do it.
Yeah. Well,
Nope.
I
Yeah.
think that about does it
Oh
for this episode.
fuck that.
Anything else
Shit.
you want to say about the episode?
Okay,
itself?
let's do it.
My favorite joke.
Adam, what is your favorite joke?
Oh yes, yes.
My favorite joke was when he's in the rehab facility and the rehab lady walks up to him and goes, "What are you doing here? What is your name?" And then Peter looks around and he's looking around. And he goes, and he looks and he sees on a plate a little P, and he goes, "P." and then he sees a woman crying, and he goes, Tia, and then looking around, a fucking griffin flies by, cawing out into the air, and he goes, Griffin! Ah, son of a bitch. Like, it's so fucking good.
Same
It
here.
still makes me laugh. It's still one of my favorite gags. That one's a good one.
Personally, my favorite was the Joe one, where it's right after the jumper's like, "Ha, I do say that."
Yeah, that was my other
That
one.
was
Yeah,
pretty funny.
that's the one I've quoted my whole life. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right, Joe,
There
tell us
isn't
the
one.
third best joke in the
You know what?
episode.
No, okay. Since you guys covered the two good ones, when Peter takes Chris tanning, but he accidentally goes to the one that's a time machine because that whole row is time machines, and then Chris ends up in biblical times fighting the lion in the Colosseum, and we all laugh and wonder what's happening to Chris, but he's fine. He makes it out. 4? Okay,
There
let's
was
go.
one more joke. There's one more that I do like, and that's
That's a record.
I'm
Fuck, now
unprecedented.
we have to pay
Oh
Jeff
my God,
Bezos
no,
for
Alexa.
No.
Sorry. Shit. Stop saying it because it's gonna trigger people's devices. No, it was the joke when when Brian's leaving, right, and everyone's saying goodbye, Brian, and then Stewie goes running, and he's like, Brian,
Oh, yeah.
and you think it's gonna be like this, and then he just fucking spits on him.
That's
I
what
was
he gets for
like,
being fucking
just
dirty.
spits right on his nose. Like that's what Brian deserved.
Fuck you, pig dog.
Exactly.
Fuck you, pig. Alright, well, on that note, Alexa, subscribe to the
fucking-
Family Guy Funnycast.